Alright folks, time to start our day with the good old game of Sudoku. Sudoku, medium puzzle today. Alright, well I'm starting to look at some pairs and I already saw two solutions with sevens. I saw sevens going up, that leaves no 7 in the left, no 7 in the right. And then I saw a 7 across the top, 7 through the middle, and a 7 down the left. Leaves only those 7s there available. So that was mighty good right off the bat. I got a pair of 6s here across the top, across the middle. Just one spot left for the 6. A pair of 6s over here, across the bottom, through the middle, and through the middle. Just one spot left for our 6 there. Now we have a 6 down the left, a 6 down the center, 6 across the top. All I'm doing is looking for pairs, pairs. 6 across the middle, 6 across the top, 6 down the middle. I think that does all of our 6s. Those are all complete now. Anytime you have like these lines, you know, here's a whole line, here's a whole line. It's always good to check and see what's missing, so that can put it over here. So like this 4. If I know there can't be a 4 here, that means there has to be a 4 here, right? Okay, so that means down here in this block, I cannot have a 4 on the left because of this 4. I cannot have a 4 here. I don't know which one it is, but one of these has to be a 4. So that means no 4s here, and I have a 4 across the bottom. So I had to do a little bit of speculation of ghost lining. Not a guess, I didn't guess. We knew there has to be a 4, I just don't know which one. That's what I call my ghost rows. So now we have a 4 across the middle, a 4 across the bottom. Only one spot for a 4 here in the center block. I see a 9 going across the middle, 9 coming down the right side. So that's the only place left for our 9. 9's over here in this block. I see a 9 coming up the middle, a 9 coming up the right, a 9 on the bottom. I'm just kind of circling around the outsides, just looking for those patterns. I've got 2 9s now. Okay, that comes over here. It doesn't solve anything just yet. Right, looking at those 7s. Remember we had some 7s there at the beginning. 7 across the bottom, 7 across the top. Just one spot left for our 7 there. Now we have a 7 in the right, 7 through the center, 7 across the bottom. Only spot left for our 7 there. Now this last one doesn't have a 7 yet. 7 across the top, 7 across the bottom, and 7 in the right column. Okay, alright. So I'm looking at this cube. Anytime there's 3 left in a row, a column, or a cube, so like even here there's 3 left, I like to take a moment and kind of look and see what's missing. I notice there's a 2 that's missing. I got my 1. I need a 2, but it can't be across the top, and it cannot be across the right. So there is my 2. And then I don't have a 3, but I do have a helper over here, so our 3 has to be up here. And then we're missing a 4. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now let's look at this row here. We've got a 1, we've got a 2, we need a 3. It can be in any one of those spots. 4, 5, 6, 7. We need an 8. Now it looks like the 8 could be in any one of those spots as well. So let's go ahead and let's mark that. We haven't done any marking just yet, so we'll mark that 3 and that 8. Now we only have 3 spots left here in this row here. So if I'm counting up, my number 1 is missing. I don't have a number 1. I don't have anything down here that can help it. We need a 2. Alright, there's our 2 for our row. We need a 3. Well, it can't be here, so we know that the 3 has to be in one of these spots. And then it looks like we need a 4. Okay, so if we're looking at this block here, I noticed this 4 here when I was thinking about 4s, and I saw this 4. So no 4 across the middle, no 4 in the right column. This is the only spot left in this cube that a 4 can even go. So there's our 4. So we know the 2 numbers we're missing in this row is a 1 and a 3. Those 2 squares are now double locked. They cannot be anything else but a 1 and a 3. Now while I was thinking about that 1, I noticed these 2 1s. Not across the top, not through the middle, just one spot left. So the 2 numbers we're missing here, I know we're missing a 5, and we've got some help there. So here's our 5, And then the only number left is an 8. Okay, there we go. With that, got one. Now each one of these rows is only missing 2 numbers. Let's look in this top row. We've got a 1, a 2, a 3. We need a 4. Okay, and there's a 4 to help us. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9. There we go. All right, and now let's look in this row here. We've got a 1. Looks like we need a 2. We don't have anything to help us yet. 3, 4, and it looks like we need a 5. Okay, so nothing to help us, so that's okay. Let's mark those, a 2 and a 5. 2 and a 5. Anything else that can help us with those? I'm just kind of looking down these columns, down these rows. Okay, now we do have 3 spots here in this cube, so let's see what we're missing. We've got a 1, we need a 2. Well, it can't be here in the middle. So we know a 2's either got to be out here or out here. We need a 3, and our 3 can't be out here, so we know our 3's got to be here or here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and we need an 8. Now here's what I call a double elimination. See, this 8 cannot be here in the middle, but neither can the 2. Well, we also know an 8 can't go across here, so this is the only spot left that can be an 8. Cannot have an 8 here, cannot have an 8 here. Let's say this 8 wasn't there. So a double elimination means that one of these 2 is going to be a 2 and the other ones are going to be an 8, because this column would make this one a 3, which that's what happens anyways here because of this 8 and this 8. We know that one has to be an 8, which means this is the only one left to be a 2 and this is the only one left to be a 3. Okay. We've got 2 numbers that are missing here in this row. One's a 1, and what's the other number we're missing? 3. We're missing a 1 and a 3. Is there anything to help us with that just yet? There is not, so we'll just mark those. A 1 and a 3. Now the row just above it only has 3 numbers that are missing. It looks like we're missing our 1 again. We need a 2. Okay. Well, in this cube here, 2 comes down the left, 2 comes down the right, so this is the only spot left for a 2 here. Okay. So our 2 cannot be here, so 2 has to be in one of these, and then it looks like we're missing a 5. A 1, 2, and a 5. Okay. Alright. That is not the most helpful, but that's alright. So now let's look at this center cube for just a moment. See how this got this line and this line? Those are very important. See this 9 here? Just like we were doing up above, this 9 says no 9 up here, and we've got a 9 down the right. We've got a 9 through the left, so this one is now our 9. Same thing with this 2 and this 4. You cannot have a 2 or a 4 on the bottom. Well, we have a 4 in the right, we have a 4 in the left, so there's our 4. We have a 2 in the left, so this one is our 2. Whoop, fat fingered that, 2, there we go. Alright, now in this column we only have 1 number missing, so it happens to be our 1. We now have 2 numbers that are missing. It looks like it was at our 3 and our 8. 3 and our 8. 3 and our 8. Very good. Alright, I stepped away for a second to throw my dinner in the oven. Okay, so let's see what else we are missing here. Okay. Alright, now we've got 2 numbers missing here in this column. The fewer numbers you have to work on, the easier it should be to get. So we're missing 2 numbers, which looks like we're missing a 1, and then a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a 1 and a 5, and we do have help over here with our 5. So there, folks, is our 5, and there is our 1. Now that's going to help us out because now we have a 1 through the middle, 1 through the bottom. Only spot left for a 1 is right there, folks. Now down here we had our 1 and our 3, and now that we've resolved this one, we know this is our 3, we know this is our 1, and that is helpful. That is good. I was trying to see if that would help us with something else, but I don't see it yet. We've only got 2 numbers in this column, so now we can resolve these 2. We've got a 1, and we need a 2, and there's our 2's are helpful. 3, 4, and we need a 5, and there was a 5 there going to help us. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was going to 10, 11, 12. Go back to Sesame Street. Here we go. Okay, So that double elimination I was telling you about earlier, see this row right here, how this is a 3 and an 8? Well, this one has to be a 3 and an 8 because there's only 2 boxes left. Now, if we know this is a 3 and an 8 and this is a 3 and an 8, they're double eliminated. If this is a 3, this is an 8. If this is a 3, that's an 8. They're entangled. There's nothing we can do. They're both stuck as a 3 and an 8. That will actually tell us that the number that is missing is a 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can also see that with this 4 coming across and this 4 coming down, that's the only box that could be a 4. I just wanted to show that double elimination option there to help us out. Okay, so we've got our 4 there. We've got a 3 and an 8. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so I'm looking at this row right here, and I'm looking at this left column. Normally, I only look at a column or space when it's only got 3 available, but I'm looking at my 4 numbers right here, 1, 2, 3, and 5. So I know that here's 4 spots, and those are the 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Got to go here, got to go here, got to go here, got to go here. Well, as I'm looking across this row, look at that. 1, 2, and a 5. 3 of them are already lined up. So in these 4 spaces that are missing, there's only one number that can fit here because the 1, the 2, and the 5 are eliminated. So if we were to like crisscross these, we'd go 1, 2, where would our 3 go? Oh, that would be our 3 right there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is the only number that could fit for both the row and the column to allow for a number to be there. Okay, so now we've got to fix this direction and this direction. Let's go up on top here first. So if that's our 3, that's our 1, that's our 3. Okay, now that is cleaned up. Now let's follow this 3 down here. If that's our 3, well then this is our 8. This is our 3. This is our 8. This is our 3. Okay, now these two, if we go vertically, then we've got 5 numbers to choose from. But if we go horizontally, 8, we're just missing one number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're missing a 9 in the center row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing an 8 in the bottom. That is very helpful. Very good. Okay, and now we also resolve this 3 and 8, which tells us that this one is a 3. So we've got 2 numbers right here. What 2 numbers are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing a 5, 6, 7, and an 8. Now we do have helpful 8 right there. There we go. Now we just have one number missing in this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Now that helps us to resolve these ones. If there's a 5 in this column, then 5 has to go here. 2 has to go here. 2 numbers that are missing down here, folks, is looks like a 1 and a 2. And we have a 1 and a 2. So they'll flip spots, 1 and a 2. And there you have it, folks. A lot of double eliminations, a lot of single eliminations. Looking for pairs are always very helpful. And kind of rotating around the board. Don't get yourself stuck in going one direction. You saw how I kind of rotated back and forth. Sometimes the solutions go wandering. But find your own method. I hope you guys print them off beforehand and join in with the puzzle with me. Feel free to pause it until you get stuck, or maybe you'll solve it without my help. But I do welcome comments and suggestions and challenges. Thanks for watching, folks, and I will catch you next time. Bye.